Hello. We have the privilege to have a special interview with Robert Kiyosaki, a legend of wealth and financial freedom. Hi. We're waiting for the connection for our guest to see us, and I say hello to my special friends. I say that I'm most welcome to have Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, a legend, in this special interview with us. And I salute as well Ozana Jushka and Konstantin Paraskiv joining us and making this special event together.
Super. So now we've got everyone together. We've got Alex from Canal 33. We've got Kosti from Busy Live, and of course we've got our guest, Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. And I'd like to start first of all by expressing my gratitude for Mr. Kiyosaki to have accepted to be live with us today. I know that many Romanians are super keen on seeing him live in Romania and hearing his knowledge, because we know that his books have changed the lives of many Romanians in particular. We've got, Robert, you don't even know how many Romanians are telling us right now that your books changed their lives like 10 years ago or 20 years ago, and instead of going through the normal career, just getting a job, they started a company and they built a really successful business by now. So really what I want to start with is to ask you, what is financial education? That's such a simple question, but some people might not even know the answer to such question. Oh.
Mr. Kiyosaki?
From India.
Robert, now we can hear you.
What's that?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
I'm very excited about coming to Romania because my favorite aunt is from Romania. So I'm very excited about going there. I wish she's not alive anymore, but because of her, I'm coming to Romania. So I'm very excited about it, and I've heard it's a fantastic country with great food and great people. So I can't wait to come there.
Of course.
My aunt spoke very highly of it. Except, as you know, it went under the Soviet influence, and so she had to leave. So anyway, so I'm glad that capitalism is back in Romania, and I'm happy to be coming there to talk to you about financial education, which is a very big subject. But my promise is that even though it's a big subject, I'll make it very simple so everybody can understand financial education. And I think that's why Rich Dad, Poor Dad is so successful, is because it's a very simple book. Because I was just a little boy, and my rich dad made getting rich very simple. It's not easy, but understanding it can be simple. So that's why I'm excited about coming to Romania.
Can you tell us who needs financial education and why it's such an important subject?
Well, everybody uses money, and most people in our schools teach us nothing about money. In America too. America, we have no financial education. And what's happening to America today is we're becoming more communist, because there's more and more poor people in America as the world changes, as the economy changes. So 20-something years ago, I wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad because I could see the gap, between the rich and everybody else getting wider and wider. So now in America, we have socialism and communism becoming very popular in America. And there's a place for socialism, there's a place for capitalism, but most people don't know what capitalism is. So when I'm in Romania, I'll be talking about capitalism because I'm a capitalist. I'm a socialist also. I think it's important to be kind to people. But if you, like some people say you should give people money, like give them fish. I believe in teaching people to fish. So capitalism is teaching people to fish, and socialism is giving people fish. So in America today, millions of young people want to be given free education, free everything. And that's not capitalism, that's socialism or communism. Anyway, so I talk about capitalism, and there's a place for socialism and capitalism.
You mentioned, Robert, earlier about change, and I know you talk about liabilities and assets and how it's great to have cash-generating assets. But in this current world where change is happening so dramatically right now and so fast, what are the old concepts that are, or if there is any old concept that is no longer valid, and what are the new concepts or the new strategies that we need to know or be aware of?
Yeah, my poor dad here's my picture up here. He ran for lieutenant governor of Hawaii, very smart man. But he believed, poor dad, that all you have to do is go to school and get a job. That's old advice. There's fewer and fewer jobs today. So my rich dad, who was my best friend's father, he taught me to be an entrepreneur. So my poor dad taught me to be an employee, to work for money. And my rich dad taught me to be an entrepreneur. That's a very big change because more and more people aren't having jobs today in America, and they don't know how to be entrepreneurs. And so some of the young people are saying to me, well, I can't make money. But if you look at this thing here, this is called an iPhone. This is all you need to be a worldwide entrepreneur today. This is all you need. In America, they cost about $1,000 at Apple. I'm sure Samsung has cheaper ones or something. But anyway, today it's easier to be an entrepreneur. The problem is our school system teaches you to be an employee, like my poor dad up here. Very good man, Robert Kiyosaki. But he knew nothing about money. And I would say most school teachers know nothing about money. So that's the problem. So when I come to Romania, I'll be talking to you about what my rich dad taught me about money. And I'll make it very simple, very easy to understand, but it's not necessarily easy to do. It's like the game of golf. The game of golf, in theory, is a very easy game. Just hit the ball straight. Hardest game there is, though. It's hard to hit that ball straight. So I'm going to make it simple. Doesn't mean it's easy. So I'm very excited about coming to Romania. Like I said, my aunt was from Romania, and she's told me wonderful things about your country and your people. So I'm very excited.
Related with the question Ozana asked about old concepts and new concepts, you talk in your books about your beginnings in building your wealth through real estate, starting in partnership with your wife, buying some condominiums and building your way up in bigger and bigger investments in real estate. And you fought and talked in your book about the importance of investing in real estate as a way in building passive income, in building your wealth. Is still a model that is actual today? Do you still feel that is a good tool for nowadays to have financial freedom?
Yeah, yes. You look at President Trump. I know he's not the most popular man, but President Trump and I have the same formula. And the reason we like real estate is for two reasons. Is number one, you use debt. I use my bank's money. I love my banker. And I pay no taxes. So I'll be explaining, and it's the same in your country. The rich make a lot of money using debt and pay no taxes. Whereas in my country, the middle class avoids debt and they pay high taxes. And that's because our school systems in your country, in Romania, and in my country, they don't teach you what I know or what President Trump knows. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. I scare a lot of people because he's a good friend of mine, what President Trump and I do most people cannot do. But you could if you had the right education and the right teachers. So if I scare people in Romania, it's the same reason Trump scares people in America and the world.
So, Mr. Robert, in the follow-up of the rich dad of poor dad cash flow quadrant, you talk about the difference between an employee, someone who is self-employed, a business owner, and an investor. And I think a lot of people does not understand what the difference is. Could you teach on that briefly?
I've been talking about in the Romania, but you know, my poor dad always said, go to school, get a job. So a job is employee. And my mother, poor mom, she says, be a doctor or a lawyer. That's being self-employed. So those are the poor people. My rich dad said, be an entrepreneur and be a professional investor. Those are the rich people. So when you look at the cash flow quadrant, on one side is employee and self-employed or small business or specialist like a doctor or a lawyer. And on the other side, big business and professional investors are different people, different mindsets and different skill sets. So that's what makes it so hard, is most people don't have the mindset or the skill sets for the B, the big business, and the I quadrant. So I will be explaining that in Romania. Again, it's not easy. It took me a long time to learn it. But today I make more money than I could ever make. I use debt. I pay no taxes legally, and Trump's my friend. Anyway, we have different friends, if you know what I mean. If you're a poor person, most of your friends are poor. And if you're an employee, most of your friends are employees. But if you're a big entrepreneur, you have different friends.
Different friends.
Yeah, and when you're a professional investor, the I stands for insider. In America, what they say is inside trading is illegal. That is not true. The rich guys always trade from the inside legally. So what I talk about scares most Americans too, because they're saying, oh, you use debt, you don't pay taxes, you trade from the inside, they call it insider trading. And market crashes, when markets crash all the time, I get richer. Every time the markets crash, I get rich. But unfortunately, when markets crash in America, most people get poor. So that's what happened in 2007 and 2008. The world economy crashed, and the poor middle class got poorer. But guys like myself and Trump and those guys, we got richer, because our education and our minds are different. So it takes a while to develop the mindset of an entrepreneur and a professional investor, as well as the skill sets. I don't recommend what I do, but I will tell people what I do.
There are many people who look negatively from their point of view, of course, to not paying taxes and getting rich and using inside trading information and all the concepts that you talk about.
Right.
And you also talk, it's obviously because of the mindset, because of lack of certain knowledge. Can I ask you, maybe you can share with us right now one of the biggest mental hurdles that people who don't have enough money have in their mind, and it's stopping them from achieving more wealth and to growing further?
They have poor education. It's education. It's just education. You know what you said about people got upset about not paying taxes? Well, on this tour to Romania, I will come with my accountant, my own CPA, and he will explain to the Romanian people how the Romanian people can make money and pay less taxes legally also. It is just education. And that's why my poor dad was poor, although a PhD. He didn't know anything about money. And most people, not only Romanians, but Russians and Africans, Africans and Americans and Chinese and Japanese, they went to a school system that teaches them nothing about money. It teaches them to be employees, to save money and get out of debt. You can't get rich that way. And that's what happens when you have poor teachers like my poor dad, this guy here. Good man, but he knew nothing about money. And he kept telling me to get a job and work hard, save money, get out of debt, and invest in the stock market. I don't do any of that.
So it is indeed about getting the right information. And I assume that's the reason why you bring your advisors with us. Can you tell us about your advisors that will share their knowledge and their strategies with people at the Wealth Masters?
Well, in the world of business, okay, like in school, if I ask for help, like when I was in school, I always sat next to the smartest girl in class. And I would sit there, and when they asked me a question, I would look on the smartest girl's test and she'd give me the answer. In school, that's called cheating. In business, it's called cooperation. So the reason most people are poor is because they think asking for help means you're cheating. And then they ask poor people for advice, makes them poorer. So my team will be coming with me, and so my team are the people that make me rich. Like my sport was a sport called rugby, and we always pass the ball around really quickly. Most people who go to school, they don't have a team, and they take advice from poor people or salespeople. And that's why they're poor, because this here is your greatest asset, is the space between your right ear and your left ear. But if you have bad information put inside here, you're poor. So my poor dad was poor because he had bad information, bad education in his head. And he did not like my rich dad because my rich dad didn't do what my poor dad did. My rich dad never went to school. That's why he was rich.
One of the most common limiting beliefs is that you need money to make money. And I was wondering if you have some strategies, some advices for people who are at the very start. Because if you already have 1 million, it's probably kind easy to make 2. But when you have only $1,000, what can you do?
Well, I already gave you the answer. I use debt. Trump used debt. You see, debt is the bank's money. I love my banker. Every time I talk to my banker wants to give me more money.
And it's about getting the money to make more money rather than getting the money to buy a new car or to go on holiday, which is what most people do.
That's what stupid people do, yes, A lot of stupid people when it comes to money. But my banker, I love talking to my banker, when the markets crashed, 2007, 2008, my banker loaned me $300 million, US. And now it's $500 million, $500 million. So it's opposite of what people think. That's what I'm saying, it's opposite. I'm not saying do what I do. What I do is legal. I don't recommend what I do, but I'll explain when people say it takes money to make money. I said, no. I go talk to my banker says, how much money do you want? Because I can take my banker's money and make more money with it. The same as a stock market. If I know how to make money with money, the stock market will give me as much money as I want. It's a different way of thinking. That's what's so hard, and people get so angry at me. I say, well, you should get angry at your school teacher, or your mommy and your daddy, or your political leaders, because they don't teach you this. It's legal. It's legal in Romania. It's legal in Russia. It's legal in Ukraine. It's legal in Japan and China. It's legal in Africa. But our school systems don't teach us this.
And that's why a lot of people look negatively at these strategies, because they can't even think or accept that they could be done.
They say it can't be done, yeah. And they can't do it, but I can. Everywhere we go, I'll leave Romania, I promise you. People will say I'm a liar, you can't do this here in Romania, it's dangerous and all that. They say the same thing in America.
But your
You can't.
Please, sorry. I wanted to ask you if your banker gives you money for real estate, or you can attract money also for other businesses, because you talked in your book, if you ask to the banker money to buy the shares to his bank, he wouldn't give it to you, but to build real estate, he will give you money. Is from this perspective real estate a solution for people who don't have money of their own to invest?
No, it's not. Real estate's the easiest. You're very good. You read the book. Very good. Now, the banker won't let me buy stocks with debt. But the banker will lend me money for my business if I take it public. And then I go into the stock market, and the stock market gives me more money. They call investment bankers. So it does take financial education and experience. But if I go into my bank here, right down the street here, Bank of America, and I say I want to borrow $300 million to buy Apple stock, they wouldn't lend it to me. But if I want to start my own business like Apple, the stock market will give me all the money I want. Called an IPO, initial public offering. So I've done 3 of those. All I'm saying is when I'm in Romania, come with an open mind, because what I say is opposite of what everybody tells you. It's opposite. I'm not saying do what I do, and I'm not saying take risks when you don't have the skills to do what I do. But at least your mind, come with an open mind, and you go, maybe I should do some things differently. I don't recommend going to college, because you're not going to learn anything about money. Now, you go to college if you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or an accountant. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, you don't have to go to school. You look at Bill Gates, didn't finish school. Zuckerberg didn't finish school. Branson didn't finish school. Henry Ford didn't finish school. Walt Disney didn't finish school. So what I say is opposite. I'm not saying don't go to school, but you don't have to go to school to get rich. It's opposite. It's like every coin has 3 sides. It has heads, tails, and the edge of a coin. So when I'm in Romania, I want you to stand on the edge, and you can see what the school teachers say to do, like my poor dad, and then you can see what my rich dad said. And it's up to you to decide what you want to do.
Thank you very much for that.
Right education and the right strategies. Yeah, sorry, Kostya, I interrupted you.
Thank you very much for that. I think that when you will be in Romania and teach about getting rich and not paying taxes, I think that will be basically the 2 most important things that will bring people to the conference actually on May, because a lot of Romanians are interested in not paying taxes, legally speaking. Now,
Americans, the people that pay the highest taxes are doctors and lawyers.
We wanted to ask you right now, after all you have accomplished, what drives you now?
The smartest people in America pay the highest taxes. That's why they don't like Donald Trump, because he doesn't pay taxes.
Well, Mr. Kiyosaki, I wanted to ask you right now, after all you have accomplished so far, what drives you now? What drives you today? What gets you going today? Why? What gets you out of bed every morning?
That's a good question. I'm very concerned about this gap between rich and poor. It's getting worse. In America, poverty is on the rise. We're the richest country on earth. We're the richest country in history, and we have more and more poor people. It's because our school system is incompetent. We have poor teachers teaching people to be poor. I'll say it again. The doctors and lawyers, the smartest guys, pay the highest taxes in America. That's not too smart. So my accountant, who's a smart guy, he will be in Romania, excuse me, and he will tell you how the Romanian people can do it legally. You know, the people that cheat are crooks. I pay my taxes legally. I don't pay any taxes, but I do it legally. It's all over the world, it's the same. It's the same all over the world. The reason the rich are so much richer than everybody else is they have better financial education. And it's financial education not taught in school systems. I would never cheat my government. You know, I don't want to go to jail. So I play by the law and the rules. So that's why my accountant will be with me in Romania. He'll explain how it works. But you have to come with an open mind. Unfortunately, what I do, most people cannot do. But at least if you come with an open mind, some of you younger people will say, well, maybe I should learn what I learned, what Robert learned. When I was a young boy, I learned everything about money playing Monopoly. You have Monopoly in Romania. 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. That's all I do. That's all Donald Trump does.
And maybe people cannot do this at the scale that you do it, but still, it doesn't mean that they cannot start with one little house and then build a hotel and then build a portfolio little by little or one by one.
Like in Monopoly.
You start with one. I started with one little apartment. You know, it cost me $18,000. That's all I started with. Today I have 7,000 of them. And I have red hotels, and I have golf courses, and I have oil wells, because I got smarter and smarter and smarter, because I made so many mistakes. But I also have a very good team, you know, very good attorneys, very good accountants. It's a different game the rich play. The poor and middle class play a poor game. That's the difference. They're not taught to play the game of the rich. And this is global. All over the world it's the same. All of it's the same. So when communism fell in Russia and the USSR, the rich got richer, as you know. They're called oligarchs. They play a different game.
We feel in Romania it might be a new crisis in real estate. The prices are still up, but the sellings are very down, comparing with last year. When the market is crashing, there is some strategy to get richer in real estate?
Yeah, markets go up and markets come down. It's not just real estate, it's stock market, bond market, mutual fund market. I love crashes. I said it before. In 2008, when the markets crashed, I thought I died and went to heaven. Unfortunately, millions of people lost their jobs, lost their homes, lost their real estate. But crashes make the rich richer. There is a crash coming. It could be the biggest crash in world history, probably this year or next year, maybe 3 years from now. But I'm only going to get richer. I'm excited about it. Unfortunately, it'll make most people poor, because most people are, like you're saying, the real estate investors in Romania, they want the price to go up. I want the price to come down. Again, there's 3 sides to a coin: heads, tails, and the edge. Markets go up, markets come down. I'd rather have the markets come down so I can make more money. Everybody else wants the market to come up. Stock market, bond market, real estate market. I'm doing my best to tell you something. Everything is opposite. Everything is opposite. And that's what's hard to understand. Also, some of you will say this is illegal. I would never say what I do to do anything illegal. That's why my accountant will be there and explain it to you. But without financial education, don't do what I do. Okay,
but that's why people need to come to the wealth masters, right? To get the right financial education so they can know how to do. They learn the strategies when the market goes up, and they learn the strategies when the market goes down, which are completely different, right?
Yeah, it's more than strategy. You have to study. That's like golf. You know, I can tell you hit the ball straight, but very few people can hit the ball straight. You know, putt the ball 10 feet. See, everybody can putt the ball just as good as Tiger Woods, but he'll putt it better. And it takes practice. And the average person is not willing to practice, not willing to learn. Because they went to school, they got a job, they're buying a new house, new Toyota, you know, they go on vacation, good restaurants. That's why they're poor. Nothing wrong with it. They're called the middle class. I wanted to be rich. Okay, I don't have a job, I don't want a job, I use debt, I don't pay taxes legally, I like it when markets crash. I don't really care, but I care about the people. So that's why I come and I speak and I talk to people, because what's going to happen in America with this next crash is going to happen in Romania too. It's going to be a big crash. And it's good, but you better be ready for it.
There is
I'm interested to hear about what you have to share, because I want to get ready as well for the next crash.
That's the attitude.
The last one, I have to say that it got me by surprise, and it wasn't very pleasant, or I'd rather say the opposite to pleasant. So this one, we need to prepare for it, especially that it's got the experience of the previous one.
Yeah.
Alex, you wanted to say something, right?
Yes, I wanted to ask, in a business, where is the point, where is the difference between being persistent and being stupid? I mean, being persistent to the point you're losing and losing and losing, and you should stop your losses. How can you choose, when is the proper moment to admit that you failed and stop what you are doing and start something new?
Well, that'll be a subject. I have another friend to be talking about that side of it. And the real reality is you fail until you succeed. Every time I failed, I got smarter. I failed, I got smarter. I failed, I got smarter. And then one day I was successful. But what happens for most people, because they went to school, they fail, they quit. Or they fail twice and they quit. I failed so many times, but each time was good because I learned something. You see, the reason school teachers are poor is they teach you not to make mistakes. Don't fail. If you don't make mistakes, you never learn to walk. You know, a baby cannot learn to walk unless the baby falls down. A child cannot learn to ride a bicycle unless they fall off the bicycle. So the reason most school teachers are poor is because they teach children not to fall down. They tell you don't fall off a bicycle. Well, you fall off a bicycle until you can ride a bicycle. That's the difference. Our school systems, not just in Romania, all over the world, teaching kids to be poor. So I'm not picking on Romania. I say this in America every single day, and I get hate mail from teachers. But they teach kids to be poor. We only learn by making mistakes. You look at Tiger Woods, how many mistakes he made playing golf. You know, the Beatles made more mistakes than any other band. That's why they were the Beatles. So it's really the attitude towards making mistakes, to learning, to that. I mean, education is you ask for help, you make mistakes, and you learn from your mistakes, and you hang out with people who are smarter than you. Don't hang out with stupid people. Don't, it's ridiculous. You know, some of you right now, some of you are, oh, you can't do that here in Romania. You can't do that here in Romania. You can't do that here in Romania. I can hear it. No matter where I go in the world, I hear the same thing. You can't do that here. I could be in California. No, you can't do this in California. It's because their minds are frozen. So I don't listen to those people. If I did, I wouldn't get anywhere. Look at my poor dad here. Anyway.
Mr. Kiyosaki, if you would have to write again Rich Dad, Poor Dad, for example, is there any specific chapter that you would add in the book right now, according to these days?
Nothing has changed. If you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, lesson number 1 says the rich don't work for money. I don't work for money. I work for assets.
Okay.
I don't want
And
a
do you-
job. I don't want money. I don't need money. I go to my banker. My banker, I show him my business plan. Says this is what I want and need done. I get my money, and I make more money with the banker's money. I love my banker.
That's a good thing, because now when you're asking kids in school if they want a job, everybody says no. So at least this is changed now.
Hey, look at this thing here. The iPhone. Your children can be entrepreneurs worldwide today. They can make money all over the world, sitting in Romania. They can become mega millionaires with this thing here. But they don't have
Right.
the skills or the mindset to do it, because our schools teach them not to do this. This thing has changed the world. You know, I'm talking to you right now in Romania. I sit in Arizona.
Yep.
You know, this morning I was in South Africa on this thing, making money.
When it
Alright,
comes to skills, what skills would you say our kids need right now for being successful?
Number 1, they got to sell. You have to learn how to sell.
Anything.
SLL. You look at
Yeah.
in America, we have eBay, we have Amazon. There's so many ways you can sell today. Facebook. It's so easy to be rich today, it's ridiculous. But you have to have the skill set. When I flew for the U.S. Marine Corps in Vietnam, and when I came back, my poor dad said, go to school and get my master's degree. And my rich dad said, learn how to buy real estate. And then he says, one more thing, my rich dad says, you must learn how to sell. So when I left the Marine Corps, where I had a high-paying job as a pilot, they said, my rich dad said, go learn how to sell. So I got a job with the Xerox Corporation as a salesman. And today we have network marketing companies all over the world and all that. If you can't sell, you can't make money. That's the problem. Most people are so afraid of rejection they can't sell. Sales equals income. The more I sell, the more money I make. That's simple.
Right.
Not how hard I work, but how well I sell. So right now I'm selling into Romania. This morning I was selling into South Africa, and soon I'll be in London. I'm all over the world selling. But my poor dad thought salesmen were crooks. They can't sell. My dad could not sell.
Right.
That's the problem. They don't have the skill. Second skill set, you must know how to account. You must know how to count your money. Number 3, you must understand taxes. 4, you must understand debt. 5, crashes. Crashes make the rich very, very rich. A crash is coming. Anyway, it's worldwide. I'm not talking about Romania. I'm talking about China, America, Japan. So it's really an exciting time if you have the right skill sets and the right mindsets. That's what I'll be talking about in Romania. It's opposite.
When you
school.
speak about debt, you speak about a good debt and a bad debt. How can we make the difference between the two and use the good debt? Because people are scared. Poor people are scared to enter into debt. They don't understand the concept of good debt, probably.
Yeah, and they should be scared, because without the right education, you shouldn't use debt. That's what I said. I came back from flying in Vietnam. My father said, get my MBA, my master's degree. And then he also says, if you're going to be a rich man, you have to learn how to use debt. And that's why I took real estate courses. Because my banker loves to lend money on real estate. So I had to learn how to use debt. And I started with a real small debt of $18,000. Today, I'm $600 million in debt, and I pay no taxes.
And you're proud of it.
That's how you get rich. Donald Trump's the same way.
Because many people are ashamed of recognizing that they have debt.
Well, there's, as your friend said, that's true. There's bad debt. Most people have bad debt. You know, I love good debt. You know, this building I sit in, I own, all debt. You know, I don't really, because my business pays for it. I don't pay for it. Good debt is debt that somebody else pays for. Bad debt is debt you pay for. It's that simple. So I want somebody else to pay my debt for me.
Which is
I love this. Yeah, sorry, go on, Alex.
Which is the toughest business lesson you had until now from your investing experience, Mr. Kiyosaki? The toughest lesson?
Every day is a new lesson. Every day is a tough day. It doesn't get easier. You know, it's every day is a challenge. Every day. When you have no money, you got big problems. You have plenty of money, big problems too. You always have problems. So every day is a challenge. The biggest challenge I would say for most people is finding the right teachers and finding the right business friends and partners. You have poor partners, poor friends, you'll be poor too. I hate to say that. I don't do business with my family. They're highly educated poor people.
I'd like to go back to one point that you mentioned earlier, and you said that you don't work for money, you work for assets. Do you really still work for assets, or do you work for fun? Because at some point, at some level, I believe that everybody works for fun.
Well, it's your choice. To me, it's always been fun. Every time I love starting new companies. It scares most people to death, but I love starting new companies. I love buying more real estate. I love crashes because then the assets get cheaper. I buy more of them. It's just fun. It's just game. It's like playing soccer. You know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but it's just fun. The reason most people are not good soccer players is that they don't want to lose.
Absolutely.
You know, and our schools teach us the wrong things. They teach us horrible things. They're good people, like my poor dad, but they're not rich people because they're so afraid of risk. They want job security, they want steady paychecks, they want government pensions and all that. America's going broke. We can't afford it. That's why we have, you know, I don't even see American politics right now. It's a joke. It's funny. It's a comedy show. We have all these goofball characters. I mean, Trump is a character himself. He's a goofball. But we got so many. It's like a circus act in America today. You know, we have all these poor people saying tax the rich and take money from the rich, and the rich are saying we're not going to pay you any money, and the socialists and communists and go to school, get a job, and you know, it's a waste of time. I'd just rather go get rich, play my game.
Mr. Kiyosaki, from the mindset perspective, how do you deal risk?
What's wrong with risk?
No, I mean in the first business, in the second business, how do you deal with the risk? How do you train your mindset to deal with the risk?
The more risk, the smarter.
What is the training the perfect training for the mindset?
There is no perfect training, my friend. You have a school teacher's attitude. Look, the greater the risk, the smarter you got to be. The greater the risk, the smarter you've got to be. So when I was getting ready to go to Vietnam to kill people, every day I had to practice harder and harder, because if I was going to kill people, they were going to kill me. So I had to get smarter every single day. And the average person is so afraid they stay stupid. So when somebody says something is risky, well, that's good because, well, maybe I should get smarter. But most people say, no, just give me my money. Just let the government give me my money. because they don't want risk.
So the risk.
You don't get smarter that way. If you're gonna
Yes.
if you're gonna ride a bicycle, you better get smarter because a bicycle is gonna kill you. Same as driving a car, flying a plane, starting a business. The greater the risk, the more intelligent you have to be. You have to have different friends, different education, different attitudes. And most people can't stand risk, which is good. Then you shouldn't take risk. Do not take risk. Get a job, work for the government, and collect your paycheck and your pension. That's what 99% of the people in America are doing. And they hate Donald Trump.
Thank you. So the risk is opportunity.
No, risk means you have to get smarter.
Your perspective about money changed in time. Do you see money different as 20, 30 years ago, and this different perspective made you richer?
Yeah, I mean, I don't need money. I'm trying to tell you something. I don't care if the markets crash. I don't care if they go up. I don't care if they go down. You can't fire me because I don't have a job. You can raise the taxes, but I'm not going to pay them anyway because I don't have to pay taxes. It's just a whole different attitude, but also a different skill set. Everybody's so afraid. I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid. What if I lose? What if I make a mistake? What if I don't get a job? That's why they can't think. Look, if I was that way when I went to Vietnam, I'd be dead. I had to go to Vietnam with one thing in mind: kill people, and be the best pilot I could be, so my crew could come back with me. I just thought about one thing: being the best I could be. And the other guy, the Viet Cong, they thought about being the best they could be. I have tremendous respect for the Vietnamese. But you've got to be the best you can be too, otherwise you die out there. Now, it's not that bad in business, thank God. But most people, I can hear it in your voices, you're so afraid. So afraid. What are you afraid of? You're afraid of what you don't know. There's only one way you're going to know something, let's go learn it. Go make a couple of mistakes, probably lose some money, meet some bad people, get ripped off, but it doesn't happen anyway. It's just this game. That's like if I was afraid of losing as a soccer player, I wouldn't go on the field. I don't care if I'm going to lose. I'm going to go on that field and play soccer. I'm going to play rugby. I'll play football. I'll play golf. I might lose. So what? So what? What are you afraid of? You went to school.
Of the next. I think everybody's afraid of the next crash here in Romania.
Hey, it's worldwide. Please hear me. It's worldwide. Just get ready for it. It's going to be a big one.
Okay.
I think so. You'll get smarter.
Maybe we will talk much more about it on Wealth Masters in May, because everybody's interested in that.
Yeah, I've crashed many times. Even I lost 2 businesses. It was painful, but I survived. I got smarter. I crashed 3 airplanes in Vietnam. I got smarter. You see, but I practiced for the crashes. I know they're coming.
And why is this one even larger than the previous ones?
Because they didn't fix the problem. The problem got bigger. The problem is the US dollar is fake money. It's my latest book called Fake. It just came out. Fake money, fake teachers, fake assets. And in 1971, President Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. And all money throughout the world became fake. So they can print as much money as they want to solve the problem. So right now, what happened after 2008, the Federal Reserve Bank and the US Treasury printed $4 trillion US dollars, plus. The whole world economy is sitting on this big fat bubble of debt. It's going to collapse.
And you will share with us in May what we have to do in order for us to be prepared for that.
I will tell you what I do. I'm excited about it.
I I was just looking at some of the comments that people watching us posted on Facebook, and I'd like to read a few of them. So Andrea says, without risk, you don't achieve. Learn to accept failure. Vitaly says, Mr. Kiyosaki, will see you on 11th and 12th of May in Bucharest. We are impatient. We welcome you from Italy. It's actually from London and from Poland, if I remember correctly. You change your mindset, you change your life. Agreed 100% on that. You can succeed in Romania or anywhere else. There is another question on cryptocurrencies, and I know that's not your favorite subject, Robert, but I believe other advisors, other people will be talking about cryptocurrencies during the Life Masters tour as well. Is that true? Can you confirm that, Robert?
I like cryptocurrency.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, in my latest book, Fake, which just came out, it's already sold out, which is good. But in Fake, I write about the 3 types of money. Number 1 is God's money. And God's money is gold and silver. I mean, real gold and silver. For thousands of years, human beings have sought gold and silver. The second money is government money, which is US dollars, fake money. And the yuan, the euro, the ruble. And the third type of money is people's money, which is crypto. And crypto money is the money used on the dark web. That's where the illegal transactions are taking place right now. So the crooks are getting richer on crypto. I'm not saying you should do it, but I find it very interesting to watch because the US government and all governments of the world are trying to shut down crypto because crypto is how the crooks are getting richer.
And it's very difficult for governments to control at the moment what's going on.
Yeah, it's just it's just entertainment. You know what I mean? Something's going to change. Some people will get rich, some people will get poor. But that's why you study, and that's why I hope people come to the events in Bucharest. Because I can't tell you everything in one day, but I can inspire you to learn more. So like I said, I started my first little business, and it grew into a multinational company. I lost it. Started another business, it grew, I lost it. But every time I got smarter. And what made me smarter was my mistakes, not my money. So today I've made so many mistakes, I'm much more smarter, I make more money. But if you don't make mistakes, you don't get smarter. That's why school teachers aren't rich, they all make mistakes.
That's amazing for Romanians in particular to hear and to understand that, yes, by making mistakes, you get smarter. And I also want to emphasize one thing that is stuck in my mind of what you said. You fail until you succeed. I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Because, I'm an entrepreneur and I failed so many times. I've tried so many things, made mistakes. And yeah, exactly. Every time you go stronger and you go to the next level and to the next level.
Think about little baby. Think about that little baby. Falls down, stands up, falls down, stands up, falls down, stands up. And then one day is walking.
Yeah.
That's true education. Then they get on a bicycle. Then they drive a car. You know, that's learning. But our schools say, don't fall down, don't make mistakes. So you never learn anything about money.
And in particular in Romania, a lot of people, a majority of people criticize people who failed, and they go like, oh, you failed, so who are you to teach me something? Or why would I learn from you because you failed? And that's obviously not the right attitude, because these are the real people. Those who fail are the real people and can teach others, I believe, at least.
Well, let me tell the people of Romania, if you want me to have never failed, don't come, because I want to talk to you about how many times I failed. Because every time I failed, I got smarter. One more thing is I failed school because I can't write. And today I've sold more books than most school teachers. I'm a writer. Every single day I write. So I'm a failure as a writer, yet I'm a best-selling writer. Think about that. Okay?
Yeah, because in school they don't really motivate you to learn how to write and think and do things, whereas in real life you understood that that's really critical, so you motivated yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I failed high school, when I was 15 and 17 because I can't write. And now I make millions every year writing.
Now, I'm aware that we've got 1 hour of your time, and I know your time is super precious. And I was just wondering if Kosti or Alex have one final question from you before we finish this live interview.
One question.
Yeah.
Only one message, Mr. Kiyosaki, to entrepreneurship in Romania. Do you have one message for them?
Well, there is a same message. You see this little thing here? Mm-hmm. An iPhone? Everybody can be global entrepreneurs today. I didn't have that when I was a kid. If you can't make it as an entrepreneur, that means you're a real failure. It's easier today to be an entrepreneur than ever before, but you have to have the right mindset and the right skills. And those mindset and skills are not taught in school. You're taught to be an employee and work for the government.
Or for the big corporations.
What's that?
Or work for the big corporations.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay. We're all different people.
Okay.
The government doesn't want me to work for them, and the big corporations don't want me to work for them, which is good. So I don't want a job anyway.
My last question is more in a personal note. I am curious, listening to you, if in your tour around the world, speaking about wealth, have you arrived in Vietnam or in Hawaii, talking to them to become wealthier? And what did you felt?
Of course, I've been to Vietnam many times. I have a house in Hawaii. They don't listen to me there, but Hawaii is a communist country right now. It's really tragedy. They believe that they really want the government to take care of people. And I'm a capitalist, I'm not a communist. Vietnam is a very capitalist country right now. Hawaii is going communist. So when I was in Vietnam, I fought against communism. If I wanted to fight against communism, I'd just come back to Hawaii.
So nobody is a prophet in his house, yes, like that, because they don't listen to you.
No, it's our leaders are poor. Our leaders are broke. You look at the Clintons. They were two of the biggest crooks going. Obama's a big crook also. We all know Trump's a crook, but Obama and the Clintons, they're bigger crooks. It's like, you had Ceausescu or something?
You know Ceausescu?
Right.
Right? I mean, they're all crooks. You know that. I know that. I don't know why you pay attention to them.
True. Now, I'd like to ask you, Robert, one final message for those people who haven't got their ticket yet. You know that the capacity of the room in Romania is 1,000 people, 1,000 seats. We've sold more than 800 tickets. So we literally are down to 100 and something tickets. A message for those people who haven't got their ticket yet. Why is it so important for them to come, and what would they miss if they don't come?
I don't want to talk to those people. If they have to be convinced, I don't need to talk to them. I really don't. I mean, I have, like I said, I love my family. They wouldn't come to listen to me.
Good job.
I love this answer. Absolutely love this answer.
If I have to convince you to come, then you shouldn't be in the audience. And if there's only 200 tickets left, I think you're going to miss it anyway. So that's my answer. 1,000 is very small. Joe and I are speaking to like 10,000 people. So anyway, it's anybody who wants to get ahead financially should come, and those who want to work for the government, don't come. Please don't come, because they'll send the KGB.
Come anyway. They will come anyway.
Yeah. I know they'll be there. The CIA is all at my talks in the Treasury Department.
Thank you so much, Robert, for being with us here tonight. Thank you, Alex and Kosti and Joanna, and thank you everyone who has attended and watched this live. I hope you got some good insights and you found it really interesting. I hope to see you, those of you who want to change your lives and get smarter about your money and your wealth. We'll see you in Romania, 11th to 12th of May for the Wealth Masters Tour. And Robert, I'm really, really looking forward to meeting you in person in Romania. And you guys, I guess, we'll see you there as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Once again, and have a good trip.
Yeah, please come up and say hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And goodbye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Noi mai rămânem.
So this was a very special interview with Robert Kiyosaki, a legend in the financial world, in the wealth world, a friend with Donald Trump and a co-author with Donald Trump. Thank you very much for watching this special video, and stay with Channel 33. Thank you.